Sean Sewell with the Engearment.com podcast. Welcome back. It's been over a month and a half. In this episode, I'm going to try and cover a lot, as always, but this one even more than usual. We have 5 new writers. We have about 50 reviews. We had a big fundraiser, the Front Range Splitboard Festival. A lot to cover, so get a coffee, get a tea. Oh, and we have a store now too, so you can get your own mug here. Got the Engearment mug. There's also my wine carafe. We got beanies, and we got hats. So all this is in the Engearment store below. All right, get that drink. Let's get into it. Let's start with reviews. The last podcast we actually had was with YouTube sensation Nick Simmons, who created an obstacle course in Eugene, Oregon. And he's a sensational, awesome, exciting mountaineer. He's doing all 48 lower states, the highest peaks in each of those states. We talked about that in the podcast. And the Eugene and the states will tie into 2 new writers. Jay Irwin, who's an awesome man. I've been following Jay for years as a backcountry skier, just a really great leader. He came on the team. He's going to be doing Denali and the 48 lower states, highest peaks. Well, a lot to talk about with Jay. We'll have Jay on the podcast as a separate interview. He deserves that much. He's a lot to talk about. Derek Toshner from Strong First Elite, master instructor. He's an incredible human. I'm a big fan of Derek Toshner. He came on a team now as well, and he as well is doing Denali. Can you believe that? We have 2 people on a team doing Denali in the next month and a half. Separate missions, separate stories, equally awesome. So Derek's going to cover a lot of mountaineering equipment for us. And looking at Derek Toshner, looking at Strong First. In fact, the book on the shelf back there, written by Pavel Tatsulin, my mentors, includes Derek Toshner and myself in the book, The Quick and the Dead. I could go on about Derek Toshner. We'll have to have him on the show as well as a separate guest. Eugene, Oregon will tie into one of our newest female writers, and she is absolute pleasure to be around. I get to coach with her at our gym, Existence Athletics, here in Denver, Colorado. Devin Michael. She is a rock star. We just recently covered moon bikes, which is something we'll talk about in a moment, with our fellow writers Yosef Lakeen and Will Rickards, 2 established writers that you know a lot about. You'll see their videos and content on our YouTube page as well as our Engearment website. But Devin is a coach, went to the University of Oregon, the Ducks, so Eugene, Oregon. I didn't plan on tying them all together, but that's 3 of the 5 new writers. Paul Gallagher up in Summit County, the partner to Kate Agathan. He's going to be covering a lot of biking and Nordic activities. He's also a retired Air Force pilot. Great story with Paul. He's a really great person. My gosh, where to even start? There's more. Let me go shift focus and try and catch up from reviews since the last podcast. The last podcast was March 1st. It's April 15th. Man, I've been slacking on the podcast. I also broke my feet, so I'm a little bit slow to get around. And also, you probably notice a lot of new videos from what it might appear new writers. Most of these writers are established writers. I've been on the team for years, and I'm coercing them to get out of their comfort zone and shoot videos. The reason I want to do videos, even more than written articles, is I feel like they're more helpful for you to see the product, the sizing, where do people use it, and to get to learn about the personality of each of these writers. There's a reason each writer's on the team. We don't just pick people who want to shoot videos or pick people who want to do gear. These are all people that we actually interact with on a sometimes daily basis, like Devin, or people we look up to like Derek and Jay. And the fact that they asked to be on the team, and I've already vetted them as a person and know all about them, I'll learn more about them, of course, in this process. That is how the team has been growing. So if you see more videos, they're getting more comfortable shooting videos, learning how to use microphones and cameras, and it's a fun process. Back to the last interview we had in the podcast, that was Nick Simmons, so that was worth checking out. Then the next review we did is the V-Volt Centuri e-bike. Somehow we got into e-bike reviews now, so I've actually just received another one from Charge. I got put together probably tomorrow. I'm going to get the hell out of the house, go camp with my dog Chloe. It's been a month and a half since I've been camping and testing gear in the mountains. I'm going to get up there and do that. But the V-Volt Centuri e-bike is a everyday commuter bike, really easy to put together. In fact, I took it to our gym. I commuted to our gym before I broke my feet, and a lot of my clients, my fitness clients, noticed it, and a couple of them purchased it for themselves and their spouses. So that's pretty cool. So we have a lot of V-Volts around here in Denver now. And then wild man Ryan Humphreys, he's such a hoot. I get to work with this guy every day. I love him like a brother. He's a great guy. He has a review on the SJK Ronin negative 20 degree sleeping bag in a coyote hat in the cold, like negative 6 degrees. It's entertaining. And then we get into the Atom LT, just probably one of the most versatile and comfortable and stylish active installation pieces out there. And then Kai Rickards, the son of Will Rickards. Kai, he's such a stud. Young man's be graduating high school here in a few weeks. He's got a bright future ahead of him. He's all about backcountry skiing, his dog Baggins, and Zero shoes, like minimalist shoes. So Zero has hooked him up with a ton of shoes. So his first video is Zero Nero Prio shoe, and then the Zero Sunrise. So Kai's got those covered for you. And then this is one of my favorite reviews I've done in the last couple of years because it involves recovery and sleep, something we all could be a lot better about. It is the 8 Sleep Pod 3, which is quite an investment, $2,500 on average for a king size double system, which is what we have, my wife and I, and we can't live without it. Previously, we had the Chili Pad from what is now called Sleep Me. We actually had the Chili Pad Pro, the Uller, the Chili Cube, the Dock Pro, and the blanket. So we've tested everything for Chili, I guess Sleep Me as I go by now, and it's really good, legit. Would recommend it in a heartbeat. 8 Sleep is a little more streamlined. The app, from our experience, is easier to use. But then Sleep Me found out about this review that I'm talking about, the 8 Sleep Pod 3 system review, and they sent over their new heart rate variability monitor and technology and new app. So I'll be doing the comparison between that app and the Sleep Me system, the Dock Pro system, to the 8 Sleep Pod 3. So that's huge. This is on the level of like Tim Ferriss and Andrew Huberman. They have ads talking about this 8 Sleep. I just wanted to test it out for my wife and dog and I, and we flip and love it. So we actually have the review on that, and I did a comparison video because people are asking, which one's better? Neither one's better, neither one's worse, just different things. Well, no, they're really quite similar. Just some characteristics, like the 8 Sleep does not have a physical button. You have to use a phone and an app to operate it. That might be a turnoff for some people. The Chili Cube system, you can turn on and off and change temperature on the device. That's a big thing for some people. I mean, I'm not telling you which one to get, but that's the main difference. Patagonia. Man, I'm going to have to take a sip of tea here because this is going to be a big one. We love working with Patagonia, as you know. I've been getting into black tea. Love black tea. Lots of it. So, Patagonia Snowdrifter jacket and bibs. I've been rocking those up until I broke my feet. New materials, very stretchy, very attractive. A really good mid to high price point from Patagonia for backcountry skiing and splitboarding, snowboarding and skiing in resort too. I'm not saying you can't wear them in a resort. Just where I test it is backcountry, and it's a great fit for that. It's a free ride fit. So I got those, the bibs and the jacket. Then we have a fun video. We've been trying to feature the riders, show them off, so people can get to know them a lot better. One of my favorites is Brian Mack. What a hoot. This guy's from Philly. Such a great personality. Something I learned about East Coast people. If they're breaking your balls, they like you. As a Midwesterner, I was like, does this guy hate me or what? No, that's at their terms of endearment right there. So Brian Mack's a hoot. So we have a little video of him and Will Rickards just doing what they do. Backcountry skiing and splitboarding. In fact, Brian Mack is a triage ER nurse, like the head nurse. He handles a lot of crap. He is immersed in helping people. And it's a very stressful job. And so he wanted to transition into splitboard guiding, which is what he's doing now. So I'm really proud of him, and he's been doing a lot of reviews on a lot of cool gear. Lead me to the next review, which is a Proteus 1 snowboard that Brian Mack reviews. Actually, you can adjust the camber of the snowboard from flat to traditional camber to rockered to a mixture for powder or whatever the heck you want to do with the board. It's crazy. It's awesome. And it's built here in Denver, Colorado. So shout out to Proteus. Then Houdini. Houdini is a company, not the Houdini from Patagonia, although this jacket is a lot like the Houdini from Patagonia, not to go on a rabbit hole. Houdini out of Europe is a clothing company. Much like Patagonia, doing as much as possible for the environment, eco-friendly everything, advocating, putting money towards, doing all the right things. So they're the Patagonia of Europe, okay? That's my summary of Houdini. We enjoy working with them. They sent over the orange jacket, which I think it's right back there next to a backpack from Patagonia that doesn't exist yet, but I'm testing it. It is a Houdini orange jacket, and it looks orange, just the color orange, but it's named orange because it packs up to the size of an orange. Pretty fun sense of humor, these Europeans. So actually going to make that the feature video on the website for that review because I had such a fun time with it. And the lighting on that review turned out really well. I'm trying to be better about audio, video, and cameras, and investing every cent we make with Engearment into new cameras and cameras for the riders to go use. I've got like 6 sets of microphones right there, 3 cameras, and I got the professional lighting. I should make a video on how to do that sometime soon. But yeah, okay, next review, Molecule. Molecule is an air purifier, a very expensive one at that. But we've been using a Molecule, the big guy, for 3 years. We asked to work with them during the worst air conditions we've ever experienced. We had major forest fires in the Rockies. In Colorado, we had just the whole state was basically on fire for months. It was raining ash. The air quality was triple digits, 200, 300. It was crazy. It was horrible. It was a nightmare. And that's also during COVID. We were all as kooky as heck, right? Just, oh, it was a bad time. But we reached out to Molecule to see if we can test one of their units and see if it would improve our air quality, and it did. Even when I burnt food when cooking, it would turn on, and it would just kill that bad smell, which was great. So they reached out to work on the 2 newer versions, the Mini Plus and the Air Pro. So I sent those over and made a video on both of those. So that was the next review. On to the next page. My gosh, I'm trying to catch up. We're keeping busy over here. Keep them real busy. Riders are loving it. A little bit back to our fitness background. We do run a gym here in Denver, Colorado. You're welcome to come by. There's a coffee roaster out back, and if you like beer, there's a brewery next door. And if you like dogs, the shelter is 1 block away. It's where we got one of our dogs, Riley, who passed away earlier this year. So if you like dogs, beer, coffee, and kettlebells, come visit, hang out, shoot the crap with us. We're fun to hang out with. Back to the gym. Every coach of the gym has now become a rider. Amir, the most recent rider, he's a downhill mountain biker, backcountry skier, father, all-around rad dude. So back to the gym. We do train people. We wear clothes when we train people. We wear shoes. One of the shoes that everybody in the gym seems to be wearing is No Bull. And that's no kidding. That's No Bull S on my end. They wear No Bull. So they reached out to us, sent us a few pair, and they're great. We got the No Bull trainer. The hardest part of that review was figuring out what the heck the name was. There's like 1,500 different No Bull shoes. So I got as close as possible. No Bull trainer. The pink ones. The men's pink ones. And it's funny, my friend Damien, Rastafarian from British Virgin Islands, ice fisherman, he loves the color pink. He's a black guy, he's very handsome, got the long dreadlocks, and he just absolutely loves the color pink. And he says to me, he says, Sean, pink is not a color, it's an attitude. So I gave him my pink shoes. I was like, you deserve these pink shoes more than I do. You rock those. And he does. Every training session, 4 days a week, he comes in swinging kettlebells, doing the get-ups in the pink shoes. It's cool. Taking it back outside, Yakima Major Shady 270-degree awning. I've been waiting to do a review on a 270-degree awning for about 3 years now. Ever since we got into rooftop camping, I've always wanted to get an awning. Previously, we had the Yakima Slim Shady, which is it's great. It's like basically, I think it would be 90-degree. Just goes straight at the side of the vehicle and provides pretty decent protection. 270 is a lot more. That goes out to the side of the vehicle, all the way around the trunk and a little bit to the other side. And so we got that installed. We're waiting for an awning that had legs, and the Yakima has legs because we camp in the snow. We're heading up tonight to go camp in the snow and use this Yakima Major Shady. The previous one was the Slim Shady because it's slender. This one's the Major Shady. Pretty cool. I absolutely love it and get a lot of use out of that. And then Will Rickards. Will Rickards, love him. He has had so many projects last year, and they were all kind of getting on his shoulder, and then he just unleashed like 30 videos. If you saw the YouTube channel this last month, like 80% of it's Will Rickards. He's just crushing it. Starting off with his Rab Chroma Kinetic jacket. Rab is a UK company, and Will is from Wales. He's got this wonderful Welsh accent. It's always a pleasure to hang out with. The Rab Chroma Kinetic jacket is what he rocked. He's actually in a a BBC special, him and Kai and their dog Baggins, about backcountry skiing last spring. If I can share that, there's an issue sharing sometimes with things from Europe into America, and I don't know why. But if I can get around the FCC or whoever's in our way, I'll put a link in that in the show notes. It's a fun little documentary. It's about backcountry skiing and in Colorado, and Will and Kai and their dog Baggins is in it. And he's in this jacket and pants. So that's where I was going with that. Ombras. Oh, Ombras is a fun story. We had Ombras on a podcast 3 years ago. Yes, April of 2020, had the founders on, and they were a hoot. They're split borders. They invented a new kind of sunglass that has no frame. Imagine that. There's a fun story behind it. I won't spoil it. You can check out the podcast, or you can learn about it in Ryan Humphrey's video review of the Ombras Viale sunglasses. So Ombras is Italian for shade. That's pretty cool. I'll let you enjoy that video. And then Outdoor Vitals is the next one. The Nebo wind jacket. Outdoor Vitals, I love these guys. They make really, really good ultralight clothing and tents and sleeping bags and sleeping pads. And they're a pleasure to work with. We actually had their founder, Tayson, on our podcast a month and a half ago, just sharing a lot of wisdom, especially about backpacking with kids. That's super helpful for a lot of you. It's a great episode. We have just a great time chatting about leveling up as outdoor enthusiasts and creating YouTube content. And he has a podcast too. It's a great podcast, especially if you're into ultralight backpacking. Long story, back to the Outdoor Vitals Nebo wind jacket. It's a real nice wind jacket, couple of ounces, good stretchy material, very breathable. In fact, I used it for probably about a month and a half before the video went up live. That's what we do sometimes. We'll get stuff ahead of time, and we'll wait until we get the okay to release the video. And sometimes we don't. Sometimes we put it up on accident because we forget about the embargo date. But oftentimes what we're trying to do is, once something becomes noticed to the public or available to the public, we want to be helpful. Like when you're Googling for something, we want to help you learn what that thing is and how it fits and what it's for and how you use it and if we like it or not. Most of the time, if we're going to do a video, we like something. We don't waste time doing bad videos or bad reviews. It's just a waste of everybody's time. If we have an issue with something, we go back to the people with the product and we say, hey, got an issue. We're not going to work with you on this. Fix it, and we'll go back to reviewing it. So that's why you don't see bad reviews. Also, as a small business, we don't like to talk crap about anybody else. If we had a problem with our service, people let us know, get better, and we fix it. And we want to offer them the same opportunity. Cool. Kuhl. I love Cool. Like, I'm trying to hold back. I love Cool so much. Before we started Engearment, I had a professional snowboarder account with Cool. I was a professional outdoor person, and I would buy all my clothes through Cool at a good discount. But I purchased them anyways before that relationship was established. Most of my pants are Cool, if not they're Kuyu. The shirt I'm wearing, hey, it's Cool. I have like a dozen of these. I love Cool. I'll stop rambling about Cool, but I think it's really cool that we get to work with Cool for reviews. And the Cool The One hoodie has been my new favorite hoodie, and I review up on that. In fact, I have two. I don't think I've done 2 reviews for something in a long time. I genuinely liked it so much I wanted to shoot a second video to share my stoke on it and what I've learned about it, using it for an additional 2 months. So the Cool The One hoodie, and it's priced right. And this ties into a review we put together, a comparison review between the Cool The One and I think like 6 or 10 other active insulation pieces, which I'll get to in a second. But that one was really fun to put together. And if you want to see more comparison videos, let me know. I will put more comparisons together, because my logic is, if you're looking at this thing, you're probably looking at the other thing from the competitor. I don't want to say competitor, just a different brand. And so it'd be nice to see it side by side and see how they work and if it's something that works for you. And the Cool The One has actually came in high ranking in that comparison and low price. It's win-win right there. Back to Will Rickards and his collection of gear he's working on reviewing. Give him a hard time, which he needs. He's motivated by that. Scarpa Mistralia RS1. He did 2 reviews on them because he uses the heck out of them. Peak Designs Travel 45 liter backpack. This one I'm going to do a second video on because I absolutely love that backpack. It's my new favorite backpack. It is overkill for 9% of people out there, but for us weird ass people who carry a ton of gear, I'm talking a full-size laptop, full-size tablet, a smaller tablet, client notes, a full frame camera, 2 lenses, 2 microphones, wireless microphones, lights, food, chargers for everything and everybody else's everything, tripods, just everything. Well, here it is. Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. It's dirty as heck because it's been living in and out of my truck for a while now, and it has been through everything. Snowstorms, mud, rain, dirt, gym, dogs. It's tough. It's a great backpack. I can save you 8 minutes of watching that video. Just if you are a content creator or a cameraman or camerawoman, that's the backpack. It's good. Oh yeah, the active installation, Patagonia versus Arc'teryx versus Outdoor Research versus Outdoor Vitals versus everybody. Just everybody's in this that I get my hands on. I didn't get RAB. I didn't have that in time, but I will for round 2. That was a fun video. Then I did another comparison on microphones because people are curious about the microphones we use. This is right now I'm using the Rode and the Shure just as backup. It's overkill, right? Who the heck would use a Shure SM7B and a Rode Wireless Go? I would, because it's redundancy and everything seems to break and it's nice to have a backup plan. This is going to be the longest podcast ever. We're already over 20 minutes. All right. Rode versus DJI, which is the competitor for Rode, big time. Hollyland versus Joby versus Komika. So they're all wireless microphones. They have 2 microphones, 1 receiver, and I figured a lot of people are making professional videos, coaching seminars. I work with Pavel and Brett Jones and all my heroes, and we use microphones to do seminars. And if you're curious how they sound compared to each other, that's a good one. Superfeet, they have a 3D printing for insoles. So Will Records, back on the scene here, he goes in, gets his feet mapped out, and gets these insoles made. And you've probably had custom insoles made if you have arthritis or gout or bunions or other things, which I have found out from the x-rays that not only is my feet broken, they have advanced hallux rigidus. Basically, the bone on bone has created a dust because there's no lubrication and space between the joint, and the dust has made a new bone wasn't born with, and the new bone is keeping the joint from moving. So I have a toe, both big toes don't move. So I have to have surgery later this month. Not excited about that. But these 3D custom insoles are pretty magical. In the process, we go through how it works, and Will does a great job on that. Then Will's back again with the Montana Adrenaline skins. Montana out of Europe, making some really good skins. And then Eagle Creek. We like Eagle Creek, make really good travel cubes and travel gear. They're just like, they are the travel bag company. And this thing came in, and I actually went to bed, as we always do at night, and I was so excited about that. I actually got up out of bed when my wife was sleeping, my dog was sleeping, and I snuck downstairs to play with this because it was so intriguing to me. The design on this Eagle Creek Tour Travel 55 is a duffel bag, but then it can convert into a legit backpack, a 55-liter backpack at that, with cushy straps and a hold-on waist belt with pockets. What kind of duffel bag can do that? And it looks really cool, and it has a built-in rain fly. It's cool. So that video's up. And then I got into a little bit of a, how do I walk into this one? We read a lot of comments. We reply to as many comments as possible on YouTube. 90% of the time, they're fantastic, and I'm so motivated by you, the audience, that I will cut out and paste on my desktop comments because it's so encouraging to me when people leave a nice note and they find something helpful. That's why we do these reviews and these interviews and this podcast. It's not for me to show off, it's to learn and share and educate. That's all I care about. Well, I care about my dog, my wife too, and a lot of things I care about, but the goal of Engearment is this. So somebody asked how Engearment works, and they didn't do it in a very nice way, and they're coming from the backpacking light world, and they were trying to call out during the active installation that active installation will break down. I was like, everything breaks down, bro. Like, everything breaks down. You just got to maintain it. I have a Nano Air that was in the review, and it's 6 years old, and it's still usable. It's still useful. I love it. It's going with me camping tonight. And he's like, that can't possibly still work after 6 years. Down, like, all these things. And I was like, do you have experience with any of this stuff? Or are you just reading opinions on Reddit and on Backpacking Light? And it's on Backpacking Light. Not to call out BPL as a bad thing. They're very good at what they do. Very detailed, borderline neurotic reviews. I'm a lifetime member, support it. Think those guys do a great job. It's just, I'm trying to do the more layman's terms, like, here's the thing, here's how we use it, not taking a microscope to the material and be like, well, this Pertex, nanometers, decaliter. It's not for us. Talking in regular people language. Anyways, I made a video called What is Engearment and How does it work? something I should have done 8 years ago. And I put it on our homepage for YouTube instead of a snowboarding video in 360, which is really cool, but doesn't really lead you to know what we do here and why we do it. So I just shot this video, broken feet, glass of wine in hand, and it was stimulated, not reactive, stimulated by that person's comment. And I shared it with them. I said, hey, you asked a question, here's the answer. And I was like, you know what, that's a pretty good answer. Someone's going to make it as our official video. So that's the story behind that one. People ask questions, we will do our best to answer. Dan Jimenez in Hawaii. Freaking love Dan. He's the co-owner of our gym here, Existence Athletics. I think I plugged Existence now 5 times. It's a great gym. Dan and Ryan started 9 years ago, I believe, 8-9 years ago. And Dan is based out in Hawaii. His wife works in the Space Force. I'm not kidding you. He's retired Air Force. I believe he's a captain or a major in the Air Force. And he's just an all-around awesome guy. Surfer, hiker, mountaineer, fitness pro. And he's testing out the Mystery Ranch Scree 32 liter backpack. Mystery Ranch, we're huge fans. Obviously, you can look on our channel. We have about 40 reviews for them and probably 30 interviews. And they're good stuff. We have a lot more Mystery Ranch coming up. And with Dan, so Dan's review on that is up. Arcade A2 belt. I'm wearing an Arcade belt right now. Every day I wear pants, which is every day. I wear Arcade belts. Cody Townsend, co-founder, great guy. If you don't know who he is, one of the best backcountry skiers ever, really entertaining guy. We met him 2016 and sat down and played Frisbee at a trade show, and he gave us some belts, and I still have that belt, and I cherish it. He's just a great guy, and Arcade belts are great belts. They're awesome. Everybody on the team has one or two. I have 12. I don't know why I have 12. I should probably give some away. Then I do the 8 Sleep Pod versus Sleep Me Doc Pro system. That one was, again, because people ask questions, what's the similarities, what's the difference, which one's better, blah, blah, blah. Make up your own mind, but I'll show you all the details, how they work side by side, all that. And then this is a really fun one. Will, Kai, and another fellow writer, Michael Clemente, went out to Loveland Pass, which if you buy the Loveland Pass, Backcountry Loveland Pass, that is map from Beacon Guidebooks, Engearment is the featured sponsor. So when you open up, you'll see our Engearment logo. That's us. We like Loveland Pass. And these guys love Loveland Pass. They made a great video called Myers Ski Day Out. They're all using Myers skis, which are made here in Denver, Colorado, from beetle kill wood. Very sustainable process. And we also do an interview with them later on. But it's a really fun video that Will put together. Again, Will is on a creative kick, and we're here to support it. And it's really entertaining. And he puts a score to it, which leads me to another question. If anybody is still listening to this podcast or watching it, all right, I'll put this down below as well. I should do a survey. Do you like music in videos? When you're watching YouTube, do you get distracted by the music? Do you like having music? Does it add to the experience? Does it take away from the experience? Let us know, because I just spent hundreds of dollars on thousands of songs to put into YouTube videos to do it the right way, without being unethical, and also without being copyright slapped. So let me know what you think about music. But they put music in this, and it's a really fun video. Then Will's back again. He has his Mountain Hardwear Snow Ski Squeaky? I don't know. It's a very long word. It's a Mountain Hardwear backpack for backcountry skiing. Snow Ski Whiskey? Snow Whiskey. I don't know how to say it. Anyways, there's a video up that Will did. Up next, Devin Michael. So we talk about Devin in the very intro. Eugene, Oregon. Lacrosse. She's a collegiate athlete. Tough as it comes. Super kind. Really energetic. Her first review ever. Cosmo sunglasses. She does a great job, and her dog Bailey gets to do some cameos. And then Will's back with the Atomic Backland Ultralight skis. Yeah, real nice skis. Yeah, Atomic Backland Ultralight skis. And then Outdoor Research Alpinite Glove. Alpinite Glove is a goat leather glove with Gore-Tex insert that's not quite gauntlet length, but it does cover more than undercuff. It is an undercuff glove, but it's really in a sweet spot between undercuff and gauntlet, and it's really well made, and it's a great backcountry ski glove. And then, oh my god, this is probably one of the most fun things we reviewed. Ryan Humphreys reached out to this company called Sweat Tent. You might see my Instagram or what have you. It's basically an ice fishing insulated tent with a wood burning stove that you put in it, and you sweat in the tent. It's a sauna. It's a portable backcountry sauna, and it is awesome. We have been using it every day, at least once a day since it came in at our gym. We put it in the back of the gym, and then what buddy Damien, Rastafarian, went and got us a big trough, like a horse trough, to do the cold plunge. And the day after we got the tub, we filled it with water, and then it froze on top. And Abby Gottinger, one of our fellow female writers on Engearment, also the editor for Strong First, she asked if we can break the ice with some kettlebells and jump in. She was the first one in. Went for 4 minutes. That water had 1.5 inches of ice on top of it. And then Damien and I, Damien's an island boy, right? Like, he's got courage. He's like, let's do it, Sean. So I put on the trunks. Him and I dunk in there for another 2 minutes. It's ebony and ivory little bonding experience in the cold. It was stimulating. So anyways, we had the sweat tent and we had the cold plunge, so you can do the proper benefits for your telomeres, which is in the book from Pavel, increasing your life quality and changing the telomeres, which is basically a measurement of your age, of your body's age. So you might be, I'm 44. I don't know if that's a shock to anybody, but I'm 44, but I feel like I'm 30 because we do all this healthy stuff and swinging kettlebells and use a sweat tent, ice bath, drink a lot of water, drink a lot of tea, right amount of booze and wine, and eat healthy. So telomeres, something to look into. Sweat tent was a hoot. We love that sweat tent. So we'll probably have additional content on the sweat tent. Outdoor Research 4A Super Stretch Jacket. Yeah, this was showcased. I don't know if it's even out yet. It might be out at the Outdoor Media Alliance event that Will and Steven Starks, fellow Rastafarian, great writer, great snowboarder, great friend, and James Terry, those three went and covered it and met with Outdoor Research. We have a lot of outdoor research reviews coming from Denali, from different places, from Jay, from Derek, from myself. One of them is this Outdoor Research 4A Super Stretch Jacket. It's Gore-Tex Paclite Titanium, I believe, with Gore-Tex Stretch in the back panel. So us bigger guys, more muscular people have no restrictions. It's well made. And then Will's back. Yes, he is. Arva, which is a European backcountry ski beacon shovel probe company, does the beacon shovel probe review. The Evo 5 beacon, Plume TS shovel, and the probe. He's been big fans of it for a while. I'm a Moot guy. I love my Bearvox. It's a great beacon. Marmot Precip Eco Pro. So we have a lot of Marmot reviews coming up. Marmot, I think, is celebrating 50 years now. If not 50, it's 40. It's a lot. They have decades of experience. We've been fans of Marmot before Engearment was a thing. And one of my first sleeping bags, like high quality ones, was a Marmot Helium. And I used the heck out of that. It's a great bag. But anyways, they have the new Precip, which is their like entry-level waterproof jacket. It would compete with the Patagonia Torrent Shell and whatever North Face offers. It's the $100 waterproof jacket from the big brands, right? That's the Precip. Then the Precip Eco Pro is actually better. It has their membrane, which is their waterproof breathable membrane. They just call it membrane. Kind of clever. It's 20K. That's 20,000 waterproof, 20,000 breathable. So right up there with other house brand laminates, or I shouldn't say laminates, membranes. And it's a really good looking jacket because Permanent just makes good stuff. Then there's the Meyer Ski Factory Tour. And then, Andrew Pietrowski, our East Coast brother. He ultra runner, kayaker, split boarder. That's actually how we met. 5 years ago, Andrew asked me to be an interviewee for his website, Flatland Splitboarding. And we had a great time, hit it off, and I started the Mountain Fitness School, which is still online. I should probably just make it free for everybody now, but basically teaches people how to use a kettlebell, how to swing, how to press, how to do Turkish get-up, jerk, all the stuff for mountain adventures. Based off of Strong Endurance from Pavel. So it's a good course, and he was one of the people who helped test the course. He's got a review on the Hill Sound BTR that's better than a Rock 17-inch stool. Stool? Why not a chair? You'll see. It's a cool stool. Did not mean for that to come out that way. Artilect Intersect Double Weave Jacket. Artilect is out of Boulder, Colorado here. Founded by a splitboarder, so we dig both that. Splitboarder and Colorado. They make really innovative material. They utilize very innovative materials in their creative garments. This one is basically like a R2 from Patagonia, but with more technical features. It's really good stuff. Devin's back with the Cotopaxi Trico hybrid vest. Devin's such a sweetheart. She has a fundraiser where she goes down to Haiti to help out Haitians with water and supplies and So she was really excited to work with Cotopaxi, which is very good at giving back as well, to do this review. So it's a great review, very heartfelt, and she brings a lot of attention to her organization in that article and write-up. Dan Jimenez, this is a fun one. Mora Knife out of, I don't want to say Sweden, maybe it's Sweden, Scandinavia. Mora Knife is a really budget-friendly survivalist knife company. Like $30-40, you get a legit knife. And Dan Jimenez and Ryan Humphreys are bushmen. Like, they've gone through all the courses on surviving kind of techniques, and then MoveNat. They're really naturally interwoven people. That's what I'm trying to say. And so Dan takes the Mora Knife into the jungle of Hawaii and demonstrates knife techniques that I've never seen before, and goes through like the most thorough knife testing I've ever seen. It's really, really cool. And then I do a knife review. I carry a knife in my person every day. Nothing crazy. Just a Kershaw. I did a review on this. It's right there. It's $50 or less knife, made in America. I really like it. So CJRB Pyrite knife was released last week, and they sent me over a production before it went out to the public to test out, and did a review on that. Filson, can you see the Filsons back there? They're on top of a cooler that doesn't exist yet. Filson collaborated with Extra Tough out of Alaska to make these 15-inch insulated boots that would be much like bogs or mucks or baffin, along those lines. But instead of having a really aggressive tread like we're used to, like a Vibram tread or what have you, for rock and dirt and snow, they made it really good grip for boat decks and wet docks, that kind of thing. An Alaskan thing, right? So the Filson times Extra Tough is, if you are on flat surfaces that are cold and wet, great boot, and they're very attractive too. Oh, and then we had the fun one. Well, these are all fun, but this is the most fun because it's also most recent. Moon bikes. I went out and tested moon bikes in January. Powder Day on Vail Pass. Had the most fun I've had on snow. That's saying a lot. The most fun I've had on snow in at least 20 years. And I had 3 cameras going, all GoPros, and all the cameras froze. So I had no footage of that epic day, except for like a few iPhone pictures. So I worked with GoPro to talk to them about the opportunity for their cold weather performance, and they did not like my opinions very much, so I stopped working with them. And I work with Insta360 now, and their batteries are better in the cold. So there you go. All right, but we got Devin, Michael, we got Will Rickers and Joseph up to Vail Pass with our friends Matt and Brian from Echo PR, and we made beet and beef burgers and kosher hot dogs, and as it was Passover, and Joseph is Orthodox Jewish, or mostly Orthodox Jewish. He made us all matzah and cooked food. It was great. It's a great time. Opposite conditions. Sunny as heck, warm as heck, spring snow. It's April 10th we're up there doing this. But we made a fun video. We interviewed them about how the moon bikes work. And we got Devin and everybody on the bikes, and I shot some drone footage. And my feet are broken, so I can't go anywhere. I just sat there and did some drone footage of them having fun. It was a good day. Backcountry Access Air Touring helmet. Backcountry BCA. And I have a BCA pack that just came in back there. The new stash and their new carbon probe and the new shovel. So I'll get to that review. It doesn't come out till next fall, but you get to kind of see it for a second there. And then. So yeah, they have a helmet. And then scheduled, we have our friend Charlie Fridella. He's the co-owner of our other second location, Existence Platt Park, which we've hosted Strong First events, Strong Endurance, Plan Strong, Improvisation, the Teachers of Strength with Brett Jones and Fabio and Pavel and all the Strong First leadership we've hosted at that other location. And Charlie runs that, and he has reviews coming up for Kuyu's Kanai packable gloves. He's also a bow hunter, so he's the right man for this review. And the Kuyu Stalker 500 Day Pro Pack. So it's good to have Charlie back up there. And see the diversity of people on the team doing videos now? It's bonkers. Can I tease you? Yeah, later today there will be actually right now, I have them all scheduled for noon Mountain Time. So I try and give you a little heads up. There's a video at noon every day, so you can something to look forward to gear-wise. The best wireless microphone. So I got some new microphones we put into the competition with the DJI and the Rode and the Komika and the Holyland and the Kima Fun. It was a heaps of fun to make this video. So that is live right now. That's enough. There's more. There's so much more. but I think that should do it. That's a lot to cover up, a month and a half. Oh, check this out. That's a split board back there. Weston Backlands with their new graphics from the native Tlingit. I did not say that right. No disrespect. Native Americans up in Alaska designed the graphics on it. It's beautiful. I'll put a picture below if I remember to do so. So working with Weston on some coverage. And then you're probably wondering what's to my left. Maybe it's your screen right. That is a Yeti cooler that comes out next week. Don't look for it because it doesn't exist, but it's awesome. So I'm going to shoot that video later today. And then I'm going to go camping with my boot on and take Chloe and play in the snow and shoot some videos on. There is a light back there, a professional outdoor waterproof light like I'm using in the studio here, but you can take it out to illuminate your camp spot, or for us videographers and photographers, we can start shooting stuff at night. It'll be fun. All right, that's enough. That's 45 minutes of your time. Thank you for listening. To all new Engearment teammates, welcome to the team. Thank you for your creativity and insights and teaching our audience how you operate outdoors and the gear that you enjoy. Hopefully this is helpful. If you're watching the video format, hopefully seeing stuff teased is kind of encouraging and exciting. I appreciate all your support. Again, we have a store below if you want to buy a hat or beanie or stickers or anything. You can also buy us a coffee if you want to. Even though I drink tea, I'll drink coffee too, or wine, or beer, or vodka, whatever. I always appreciate your support. I'm Sean Sewell, owner and director of Stoke for, Engearment.com. Until next time, take care.